Do you have questions about your Q&A? I have answers. In fact, I have a 3-step plan for you so that you can launch your question and answer period with confidence. We only have 5 minutes, so let's get started. Hi, my name is Nancy Hardcastle. I'm a public speaking coach. I help speakers in the field of human trafficking tell their truth on their terms in a way that their audience can't resist. Let's jump right in with step number 1 in conquering that Q&A. Step number 1 is prepare. What you're going to do first is you're going to make a list of all the questions that you imagine you will be asked. These are likely questions. You're also going to think about, what are the less common questions that I might get? What are questions that I've never heard? So now that you have your list of questions, you are going to prepare the answers. You're going to make special note of the ones that you don't really want to answer. And you're going to prepare answers for that too. How do you say, I don't want to answer that in a nice way? There are some options. You can say something like, that's a really personal question. I think I'm going to pass on that one today. Another option is something like, that's really hard for me to talk about. That was a hard period of my life. I'd rather take another question. You have the right to not answer questions. I can't reiterate that enough. Just because somebody's asking doesn't mean you have to answer. So think about, which ones do I feel good answering and which ones do I not? And prepare your answer for the ones that you don't want to answer. Also, you want to prepare an I don't know answer. There's no way, even with all this preparation, that you're going to be able to answer every question. But you also don't want to feel and look so flustered because you don't know. And this is part of why speakers really dread the question and answer period, because they're thinking, what if I don't know? Okay, but if you prepare an answer, an I don't know answer, then you don't have to worry about that. So you can say something as simple as, I really don't know, but let me get back to you. So now that you've thought of all the questions that you might be asked and you've prepared your answers, you want to practice those answers. I suggest just practicing in front of a mirror, or you can record yourself like I'm doing here, listen to it back, and use your bullet points so that you become more and more familiar with the information. Practice the I don't know answer, practice the I don't really want to answer that question answer, so that there's no surprises, right? You've covered all the bases there. You will be prepared if you practice those potential questions. I also suggest that you practice with another person and have them ask you perhaps some questions from your list, perhaps some questions that you haven't imagined, just in no particular order, just randomly, again, so that you're more familiar with this process of, this is what I'm going to say. It takes away a lot of the anxiety. So we have preparation, we have practice, and step number 3 is showtime. How are you going to actually deliver those answers? First suggestion is repeat the question. This buys you some time as you're repeating it, even if you've got it so clear in your head. It buys you some time to be thinking about the answer. 2, it makes sure that everyone heard the answer. So if you're working virtually, it's not so important. But if you're on a stage, sometimes not everybody heard the answer. And 3, it ensures that you did hear the question correctly. So you can just say something like, okay, just to be clear, and then you repeat the answer. And the person hopefully says yes, and then you can continue. My second suggestion about when you're actually delivering your answers is to take your time. There's no reason to hurry. You've prepared. You might need a moment to think about it. So don't be afraid of that. If you have to take 5 seconds, think about it, go for it. So there you have it. Prepare, practice, repeat the question, and take your time during showtime. Thanks so much for joining me. If you like this video, press like, give me a comment, reach out to me at my website on standupbegreat.com, subscribe to my channel. Of course, send me an email through my website, standupbegreat.com, and ask me a question. I'd love to give you an answer. Bye-bye.